Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com. Today we're going to make an apple yogurt cake, and this is what it looks like. On the top, we have some sliced almonds. Under that, we have slices of apple, and under that, we have our cake, which is moist and dense. And we're adding some ground almonds to the batter, which adds a really subtle almond flavor, and it also makes the texture a little grainy. So, the first thing that you will need to do is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius. And we're using an 8-inch, that's 20 centimeter springform pan. And springform pan comes in two pieces like this with a clamp. Clamp that down. And you want a pan with 3-inch sides. It's about 7.5 centimeters because the cake does rise quite a bit. If you don't have a springform pan, you could use like a cake pan, but like I said, make sure it has the 3-inch sides. And then you can spray the inside of your pan with one of those non-stick sprays. But what I do is just melt a little bit of butter and then use a pastry brush. And I'm gonna do the bottom and the sides. Make sure it doesn't stick. Okay, that looks good. And then what I like to do is take a round of parchment paper, put that on the bottom, just make doubly sure our cake doesn't stick. Okay, for our cake batter, this is a delicious cake, but it's really easy to make, so kind of an added bonus there. I'm not using my mixer for this. You could, but I just make it by hand. So you will need 2 bowls, one for your dry ingredients and one for your wet. We'll start with the dry. I have 1 1/4 cups, which is 165 grams of all-purpose flour, plain flour. And to that, I'm going, like I said, we're going to have a bit of an almond flavor to this cake. So I'm adding 1/4 cup, 30 grams of ground almonds. Now you could just take your almonds, put them in your food processor, process until finely ground. You can do it that way. Or you can buy finely ground almond. They call it almond meal, almond flour, ground almonds. You can normally find it on the baking aisle of your grocery store or sometimes the health food section, health food stores, or even online. If you said, I don't want to use ground almonds at all in my cake, then just use an extra, substitute the ground almonds with more flour, same amount. So now we need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which is 4 grams, 1/2 teaspoon, 2 grams of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon, 2 grams of salt. I like to use the kosher salt for this, and just whisk that. So that's our dry ingredients. We are going to add sugar, but we're going to add that to our wet. So now, in our second bowl, I have 2 large eggs, 110 grams of eggs, and have your eggs at room temperature. I'm just going to whisk those. And of course, I mean, if you wanted to get out your hand mixer for this, you could, but it gives our arm a little bit of exercise. And then we need yogurt because we're making a yogurt cake. 3/4 cup, which is 180 milliliters, 180 grams of plain yogurt. Now, my preference is to use the whole milk, the full fat. Yogurt gives a really rich and creamy taste to our cake. But, you know, you might only have the reduced fat. Don't use the fat-free. You do need some fat in the cake to give you that nice taste. But if you use a reduced fat, you need to bring your yogurt to room temperature. So if it's reduced fat, when it comes to room temperature, you might get a little excess water, so just drain that off. So, and you can use those Greek-style yogurts that are really popular now and really good. So just put that in there. Whisk that in, along with, I'm adding 1 teaspoon, 4 grams of pure vanilla extract. And then I like the almond flavor in the cake, so I'm going to bump up that almond flavor and add 1/4 teaspoon, 1 gram of pure almond extract. hard to see because it's clear, but I did add it. Like if you didn't have it in the house, or you don't want the almond, you want a more subtle almond flavor, then you can just leave that out. So just whisk that in, and then we're not adding, for the fat, we're adding oil. So you will need a half a cup, which is 120 milliliters, 120 grams of a flavorless oil. So that could be a vegetable, a corn, a canola, vegetable, did I say that? Safflower. You could even use a light olive oil. And I'm just gonna, really, between the yogurt and the oil, that's what makes our cake dense, but really moist. It's just a wonderful cake, and it stores really well. And then we will need 1 cup, 200 grams of granulated white sugar. If you're saying that is a lot, you have to think about, we're using plain yogurt, and it is quite tart. So, especially in a cake, you need to offset that tartness. So just whisk that in. Okay. And then we're just going to mix the two together. Just move that. Just put a little well in the center. So really, as you see, this is... Now I do have this recipe on the site, but it's just, I don't put the apple slices or the almonds on top. So if you wanted to, you could just not do that and just make the cake. But I like this cake so much that I started to experiment, and I like the sliced apples on top. And then the even more almonds to add to that almond flavor. I think you could use pears as well, or plums, you know. If you like this, you could experiment with other fruits. Okay, so we're done. Let's trade places here with that. Okay, and you can just use the back of a spoon or an offset spatula. Just even that out. Okay, so now for the apple slices, shake it a bit, it kind of levels out on its own. You will need just a large apple. And you want a firm textured apple. That means when you put the slices on there, they're not going to get, like when they bake, they're not going to turn all mushy. They'll keep their shape. So, I mean, I'm using today a Gala. You could use a Granny Smith, a Honeycrisp, Brayburn, John of Gold, Golden Delicious. The list goes on. So whatever you have. And I'm just going to peel it. Looks good. That in there. And then cut it in half. And then I like to cut it on each side of the core here. And then across the bottom. And then, not that, I mean, a bit of peel is okay, but I'll just show you with this. So I'm going to slice them fairly thin, like 1/8 of an inch. Like so. Okay. So there's our apple slices. What I like to do is do overlapping. So just kind of, just overlap them a bit. You could just pile them on top, but We'll get a little artistic. Okay, so there we go. You could probably do a better job than I do, but and then I'll just fit in extra, maybe this one in the center. Okay, that looks good. Cook's treat there, or for our dog who loves apple. And then what I like to do is take about just a half a tablespoon. I'm using a coarse brown sugar. You could just use some white sugar, or, you know, if your apples aren't that tart, you don't even need the sugar. But I'm just putting a little bit. There. And then I'm going to add a quarter of a cup, which is 30 grams. I'm using sliced. You could use slivered, or if you didn't have almonds, you know, you could use hazelnuts or walnuts or pecans, or leave it off. Give you some options there. Okay. So now for baking. Everyone's oven is a little different. I find in my oven this takes about 50 minutes. So I'm going to say 45 to 55. And rotate your baking pan about halfway through baking to get nice even bake. And it'll rise, and a toothpick inserted into the center will come out clean. So I'm going to say 45 to 55. Okay, our yogurt cake is done. So put your pan on a wire rack. You can see that's why we needed a pan with 3-inch sides, 7.5 centimeters, because that cake did rise. Beautiful golden brown. A wooden toothpick inserted in the center, came out clean. So now I'm going to let this sit. After about 10 minutes, what you want to do is just take a straight edge and go around the inside, and then just unclip your springform pan and let it cool down to room temperature. And then when we come back, we will have a slice. So our yogurt cake has cooled down to room temperature. You cut a slice. If you like, you could dust the top with some powdered sugar. I think that would look good. Okay, and there we have it. Oh, doesn't that look wonderful? I think it's a really pretty cake. So let's try some. You could, I always just serve it just as it is. You could serve it with some whipped cream, you know, a little more whipped yogurt, or some vanilla ice cream. That is such a delicious cake. It's a little grainy, like I said, because of the ground almonds. I like it with the addition of a little bit of pure almond extract. I think that just ups the level of flavor in the cake. And it is so moist. It's just, you don't really taste the tanginess of the yogurt. It just adds a lot of moist texture along with that oil that we used. And then I just think adding the layer of the sliced apples and then it's a little bit of crunch from these sliced almonds really finishes it off. I like I said, there's a recipe just for it plain, but which is good. And especially if you do it plain, you could serve it, like I said, with whipped cream, maybe with some berries or fruit, which would be very nice. But try this. It's really good. And it'll store really well. I like to store it in the refrigerator for, probably 4, 5, 6 days. Never lasts that long in the house, but if in your house it could, then it stores really well. So you must try this one. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyabaking.com.